Hey yo guys, welcome back. My name is HM and I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It is time to get into the good goods. Now, I didn't have enough space on my phone for the last part, so now I am doing this part. This is, I guess, a 3-part series now. But guys, seriously, if you enjoy these videos, please drop a thumbs up. And the most important thing you can do for me is to continue to watch these videos all the way to the end. We're so close to meeting all the goals we need to get onto a track of monetization, and seriously guys, I cannot believe how much you've helped me out in the past, and I really appreciate it. But anyway, enough blabbing. I got phone space that I'm working with. Let's go ahead and get into the good goods. Okay, so first up, I want to go over what's in this bag. This bag has a lot of stuff in it that is going to probably make you guys wince, because this stuff comes from a very, very young part of my life, and I was a stupid kid. But there's a lot of really rare stuff in here, so let's just give you a little sneak peek. These were some of my favorite treatments to go after, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and oh no, okay, not quite. So anyway, I'll go ahead and start reaching into this bag. A lot of these are in shorts, in the short I put up, I believe, but we have so much stuff in here that it is crazy. You probably might already notice one of the ones that's out front. Some of these things in here are kind of just random. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get out a lot of these so we don't have to dig through the bag and we can kind of just gloss over them. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that is very old. So, first up, I'm going to go ahead and go over, like, some of the simple ones. I don't know how he got in here, I'll be honest. We got a B1 Reaper. And this one actually came from the same sets that I was talking about in the last video. The weird Chinese, Korean, whatever set that they came from in my Meyer. I still want to know the story behind those. But this is one of them. It is a very old Bakugan, which is cool. I actually don't know. Looking at the G-Power, I don't know if this actually came from that set, because I feel like a lot of them weren't above 400. But anyway, there's a Reaper. And then we got an Aquos Skyrus. I don't think this one came from... You know, maybe it did. I don't know. It's really hard telling. But here's another really interesting one. It does have an exposed magnet, so maybe it did. A B1. Another B1. We have a Pyrus Skyrus. I don't know if I ended up fixing this one. This is also a B1. I don't have a B1 Ventus Skyrus. But these ones are also pretty cool, so like... I want to say a lot of these came from those sets. Does it open? It kinda does. It kinda does, but yeah, this is the Pyrus Skyrus, and it has a really cool blue eye. I always like the Pyrus Bakugan from early on. This one's 350, so that one might have actually come from something like that. But yeah, the mechanism in it's kind of funky. Do we have anything else? Oh yeah, here we go. This one I got in a trade because I'd never seen one. It's a B1 Terror Claw. I didn't even know they came in B1, so it's really tiny. It's just a tiny little crab. We had a lot of spiritual successors in every generation that were kind of referencing Terror Claw, and this one is just so simple. It's so good. Like, it really is. It has these little manual feet that are always really difficult to get out. You almost have to, like, work at all of them to get them, so I'm just gonna leave our little crab. Oh, wait, maybe? No. Oh. There we go. I'm gonna put our little crab friend here in the background, because, he is super cool. I love this guy. He was one of my favorites. And now we get into the wild stuff. So I'm going to start off with this one that's been sitting up here in the front. We already know what it is. It is a Delta Dragonoid, and this one is one of the Pearl Delta Dragonoids, and I love these. I remember when I seen these for the first time, I'm like, I need them. And I can't really tell if these are the original color that they were meant to be, because I live in a household where there was smoking, and I can't really tell if it's, like, stained. It doesn't look stained, but I can't particularly judge it. It still looks really good regardless. I think all of these had kind of like a pearl hue to them, not like a pure white, so I also think they're kind of iridescent? Not iridescent. They have like a metallic color to their pearl plastic, yeah. So they're like a nice milky color. And I'll go right into the other. So here is a flip Delta Drago, and I love this guy. And you guys are probably noticing how dinged up the wheels are. The ones that released in the US were made of a different material than the Chinese, Korean, Japanese, whatever version of Bakugan that Delta Drago was. And me being the dumb kid I was, I tried to polish them up. And yeah, I kind of took a sand pad to them and tried to make them shiny again, and it did not work. So I don't know if these are ever going to have the same luster, but this one was I love this one because it's a really nice like bronze orange, and it just looks so cool. It's got a little bit of cosmetic damage on the jaw, but I always loved how so many of these Pyrus Dragos had blue eyes. And this one was one of my favorites to just carry around. It looks so cool. It's so awesome. So I'm going to set those two on this card. And then we'll go right into the other ones. Because there's more Pearl Delta Dragos. And unfortunately, I didn't... Here's another thing that's going to make you wince. A lot of these had the Drago head problem. And unfortunately... Oh no, this one actually does work. That's right, this one closes fine. We'll get it. I'll make you wince some more. Don't worry about it. But the Pearl ones, all the Pearl ones work properly. This one actually works great, and this one is striking. It's hard to choose a favorite out of these because the color schemes were so cool. You ready for this? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do the method. There we go. So much for that grand reveal. Look at the colors they used for this. Oh my god, every time I see it, I forget how cool it is. This bright neon orange with the purple eyes and the silver. This one is... Oh gosh, I hate to be like this. It's my favorite one, but it really is. It's so cool. Yeah, I did the same thing. I did this, the sanding thing to every one of my metal wheels. So like, if there is a method to make these shine again, let me know. I'm not sure if I'll be able to restore them, but this one is unbelievably cool. Unbelievably cool. And, again, here's another. Another of the same attribute in a different color. Not nearly as cool. It still has like that orangish color. It's more of a red here, but it still has the purple eye. This wheel actually doesn't look too bad, but unfortunately, now I can show this off. I tried to fix the Dragonoid head problem, right? And I don't know if you can actually see it in here, but I ended up breaking the hinges on all of these. So the only way I could ever fix these is taking another Dragonoid and replacing the part to make it close. But unfortunately, the clip that holds them closed, this one is so tight that it will be closed. But there's a lot of cosmetic damage on this one because it belonged to somebody else. This one's pretty cool. It's kind of ugly. It's not like I don't dislike it, but it's definitely my least favorite of the group. But yeah, he is broken, unfortunately. And yeah, I have every single one of these that I have the Pearl and the opposite element. So next up, this one has a great story. So I had a friend way back when I was younger in elementary school by the name, maybe he shall be unnamed. But he was a great friend, and I really wish I treated him better, but I was at the store with his family, and I had come across this, and I really wanted it, and his family actually bought it for me, and this one is the Aquos Pearl version of Delta Drago, and I thought the blue was just so beautiful on this, and yep, they just got it for me. I was like, that's super awesome, so now I have this in my collection, and it's a nice little memento of that family. But here's the Aquos one. And the one that I had traded for was the flip version of the Aquos. And this one is really cool. But unfortunately, it met the same fate as the Chaos one. I sanded the wheel, and I also tried to fix the head, and I broke the mechanism in it. So unfortunately, it does not close. But it looks really cool. These Delta Dragonoids are probably so freaking expensive. And unfortunately, I broke 2 of them. All my Pearl ones are still intact, which is really cool, but I wish I could fix these in a simple manner, but that latch in there being completely broken, can't really even see it because it's too dark, but I completely snapped those trying to like bend them so they would close better. It probably wasn't even the way to fix them either, so dumb childhood mistakes. Okay, so next up, since we're on the topic of pearls and flips, I'll go ahead and do the other 2 flips that I have. This one I regret the most because I sanded this one. And this one's probably pretty... I don't know if it's sought after. I see quite a few of these in people's collections, funny enough, but the jaws are broken on it, and that still didn't deter me from actually trading for it when I was a kid. But the wheel, I ended up sanding this one too, because it looked just like this. It literally, it doesn't look any different than it did when I sanded it. So like, there's a little bit of cosmetic damage on the plastic because I took a sand pad to it, but I mean, it's still a Hydronoid at the end of the day, which is really cool. A lot of people, especially a Darkest Flip one, I think that's pretty cool, but a lot of people just want the standard one. But I thought this one was cool nonetheless, because it still functions. It still works perfectly fine, like it closes. I think it might, yeah, the heads kind of stick out, but like this one was super unique because it had a plastic-covered magnet. It was like encased in plastic, if I could get my phone to focus. There we go. It's like encased in plastic, and anytime it opens, it pulls that down. So yeah, this one actually functions perfectly fine, which is cool. And then the last one I have is an Aquos Preyas flip, which is kind of neat. These ones are always so hit or miss. I think this one's cool looking, but I still think the pearls are by far my favorite treatment, but I would have loved to have seen more of these in like Gen 2. There's not very many of them. A lot of the ones that were flips were from like Platinum Power-Up packs, and they were all kind of not great, but I guess I shouldn't really look for them being good. It's just, Preyas has such a unique gimmick where it can be like a handful of attributes, I think 3 on a wheel, so like it's pretty cool. I still think it was a nice pickup. A Preyas is a Preyas, right? Next up we have, this makes me so sad seeing Griffins. So sad. My first Bakugan was a Pyrus Griffin, and I either lost it, which I doubt because I loved my Bakugan, or it got stolen. Or I misplaced it and just forgot it somewhere, which seems very unlikely to me, but this one is always just kind of a reminder of it. I got it after I lost my Pyrus Pearl, or my Pyrus Griffin, and this one's really cool. It's cool to have a Griffin in my collection after losing one. Then we got a Pearl Aqua Stinglash, which I think is really cool looking. I think this one's always had some really sick designs. Like, this just looks super cool. Imagine if this was all painted. This thing would look sweet. But, yeah, this one was a cool pickup. I think it came from a tin. I traded for it. A lot of these things I traded for. I always used to do this because I used to make it, like, armored. But, yeah, this one's a really neat one to have, too. Oh, no, a space over here. Then we have a B2 Pearl Blade Tigrera. Brad actually has this in his collection as well. I kind of thought it was a funny coincidence because I haven't really seen a lot of these. I'm not even sure what it came from. It might have just been a single, but this one's got some really cool details and stuff too. So yeah, this one, the neat thing about these is they split. If I can see, this is always the scary thing about pulling them apart, because after a while they kind of just get really, really stiff. And mine looks like it might be a little smoke stained. I can't tell. I'm going to say yes, because a lot of these look brighter, but this might just be a B2 thing. Yeah, usually you can pull this apart and it's got even more detailing on the inside, but mine seems to be... There we go. I was going to say it's a little stubborn, but yeah, it opens up and it's got more designs on the inside. And it also adds like a little bit of width to it. So yeah, super cool. I kind of wish that mechanism was mechanic instead of having to pull it. A lot of these other ones came from tins. Got a random flip Atmos in here for some reason. I think I just put my flips in here. These never worked good for me. Atmos is such a weird Bakugan. It's like the whitest Bakugan. But, I don't know. Never been a huge fan of it. It's interesting, at least. It's a cool bird. Let's set that over here because it takes so much space up. We got another tin Bakugan. A Chaos Pearl Gorum. And yeah, this one's pretty cool too. I love the silver paint. I always tried to get these silver Chaos Pearls because I just thought they were super cool. It always made me wish the Subterra ones were gold or something, but they were pretty cool. Speaking of, this one I always thought was pretty rare. This is the Tuskor. You don't see Tuskor a lot, and this is a Subterra Pearl version of it. And it's got some really, really cool designs. I always like the paint distribution on this because it's just such a... It's such a dense amount of paint that you can almost distinguish what it is just by looking at its ball form. And I think those ones are always the best. Just like Robotallion. You can look at this and be like, oh, I know that dirty little face on there. You know, little two screw spots or pin spots, and the little teeth. Like, Robotallion is always one of those ones that I recognize, and it always looks cool when it opens. It's simple, but it's effective. It do be kind of weird that he's holding up his arms in a weird way, though. I mean, He is super cool, though. I mean, I kind of wish... This would be one that I was like... It needs an Ultra. You know, like, it could have been a really cool Bakugan had it had actual proportions and, like, you could distinguish its body. But this one is really cool. Especially in Pyrus. Like, I always loved the Pyrus pearls. A lot of these pearls were always just super, super clean. Whew, what a long video. Oh my gosh. This has been so much recording time. But now, we are to what I consider to be the best part of my collection, because I was super into translucents. And I've got a lot. And they're actually in this box, because I didn't have anything else that would fit them. So, let's go ahead and just bust into this. I will give you a short little sneak preview, if I can angle this properly. There you go. I'm sure you guys can probably see quite a bit in there. So I'm just going to start flying through these because there is so much here and I don't know how much time I'm going to have left after this. So first off, we've got a really cool translucent Aquos Spindle. I think this is Spindle. I need to get this focused so I'm not like focusing this every time. Very, very deep, vibrant blue. This one was really cool that I kind of found it. This one has a funny story. I actually found this out of package in a Walmart just randomly. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna adopt this guy because I feel bad for him and he'll get thrown away otherwise. So I nabbed him. Next up, we have a couple neons. I'll go ahead and showcase both of these at the same time. This one's a pretty common neon. I think both of these are common. We've got two Aquos neon Bakugan here. We've got Fencer and we've got Brontes. This one, I can't remember how I acquired Brontes, but I feel like I remember it was a moment that I'm like, oh my gosh, this one's so cool looking because of the color. But yeah, that one was cool. I think I got this one in a trade. I'll go ahead and set those off to the side. Such an interesting, like, clash of colors here. How different the neons are to the standards. I like the normal ones better. Then we got, let's see, I want to make sure I'm going through these in a good order here. We've got a translucent Darkest Percival. And these actually came with the statues, which is really cool. I love Percival. Percival's so sick. I wish I had one of those translucent, what are they called? Night Percival? Yeah, Night Percival. Super, super sick. So jealous. I'm jealous of Jesse. He has such a good collection when it comes to like really obscure, rare Bakugan. And Night Percival was something that he introduced me to. I'm like, whoa, this thing looks sick. This one was actually the first translucent Aquos Bakugan I got. It was one that my friend... And my camera does not want to focus. This was one I got from a friend way back in the day where I used to trade with everybody. And I was just known as the Bakugan guy. I literally had the nickname Bakugan Guru. And yeah, this was one of those ones that I picked up from somebody in a trade that I was super jazzed to have because I never knew that there was a translucent version of this Bakugan. And it was one of the Guardians, I think? So, like, translucent Aquos Oberus. Like, that is super cool. Let's see if I can find the rest of the ones that were the first in my collections. Where is... There he is. Brad's actually got this one, too. This is a Pyrus Centipoid. And I remember trading for the same person. This person that I always tried to trade from had all the translucent ones I needed to have a full collection of translucent Bakugan. And I managed to swindle my way into getting every single one of them off of him. And I thought the red one was so cool. Like, this one was awesome. And then we have this one, which I don't remember how I got it. But a lot of people would probably really want it because it's a B1 Drago, the Pyrus Drago. And it looks... shout outs to my boy Ruby Drago. Man, I need to see how he's doing. I hope he's doing good. This is the de facto Ruby Drago, in my opinion. It's so glossy. It's almost like a crystal. And this one was so cool to pick up. And I don't remember for the life of me where it came from. I don't remember. I know it probably came from a trade, but it is gorgeous. Is there any others in here that I can... Yeah, here's another B1. This one seems to be rare but common. I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll see it and it's like super cheap, and then other times I'll never see it. This one is a Subterra Reaper, and I thought this one was so sick. This one is so cool looking to me. Translucent Subterra is just hits different for some reason. It's so unique in design and color, and it's like eye-catching in a different way. It's like, whoa, that looks different. Just like Wilda here. Of course I have the translucent Wilda. Of course I do, because I loved Wilda. He was super cool. And the weirdest part about these ones that came in the figure packs, they had an odd number for G-Power most of the time. Like, it was like, I think there's a Cosmic Engram that was like 495 or something. This one's 515. So, fry your little math brain, I guess. Yeah, this was always super interesting to me, because they always felt fake because of the weird G-Power numbers. But no, they were official. They're totally official. Let me see if I can find that one, actually. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if it still has it. I got this one on Easter a long time ago. Yeah, 485. Yeah, we have a Cosmic Engram here. I seen it. I had to have it. It just... Translucents were the thing that I needed. Like, I love these. This one was very unique in the sense of color. It just seemed so much darker than normal, which was really cool, but, like, there were so many of these that were just insane to me. Oh, here's a couple good ones. These ones were actually in my shorts as well. I've got two, count them, two translucent Tigreras, B1. And yeah, having light and dark is pretty freaking cool. Especially the Chaos one. This one's probably worth something, but it is in my collection and it goes nowhere. Next up we have, do I have any more B1s? That's the question. Let me look around here. Yep, I've got a couple more. I've got a couple more that are probably considered very, very good. So, these ones are both smoke-stained. I can already tell. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but they are much less vibrant than a lot of my other ones. And unfortunately, Cycloid took the hit here. If I darken this a little bit, you might be able to tell. No, I mean, they look pretty good on camera. Unless they just look like this, I can't really tell. But I have a Headless Siege, which is so unfortunate. There you go. Now you can kind of see the yellowing. And then we have a Cycloid, which is considered to be a very sought-after Bakugan for some reason. Never was a huge fan, but the Subterra one goes for so much because it's hard to get, I think. But these two, I'm so sad that this Siege doesn't have a head. If I got another Siege, I could easily fix this with a different head, honestly. So... I'll have to keep an eye out for that. That might be something I have to invest in the future to kind of bring him back to life. Those are... Nope, I have one more. This one has a very important story. This one holds a very important story because this was one that I got from my father on Christmas. And I was telling him, I remember being an enthusiastic little kid saying, if you see any of the clear ones, get it for me because they're so rare and I've never seen one before. And somehow, some way... they managed to stumble across this one in the stores. And I remember opening this up on Christmas Day and being so excited because these were really hard to find at the time. Distribution was not good in our area. And you guys probably already know what it is just from looking at it closed. But this is a translucent Pyrus Praeus. This one was just an absolute shocker to me when I was a kid because I never thought I would get one in a package, let alone for Christmas. It was like the biggest surprise I think I've ever gotten when it comes to things that I really loved. So this one was really, really important to me. It still is. It'll never go anywhere in my collection. It is the shining staple of... This one is my crown jewel. This one is the most important one to me, pretty much. So... But yeah, this one is really important to me. But yeah, those are all my B1s. Then we've got... Oh my gosh, we have so much more, guys. So much more. Okay, I still got 10 minutes left. That's good. Let's continue on. I'm going to save the best for last. This one's also got a really fun story. Back in the day, y'all probably remember Blockbuster. For some reason, Blockbuster sold Bakugan. And I remember coming across this one at a Blockbuster. And of course, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. This one is also kind of smoke-stained, which is just how things go when you live in a household that had a lot of smoking. But this one is pretty cool. If keen-eyed people probably already know what it is. But I thought this one was awesome because of the orange. This is a fortress, and I still really like this one. I have very fond memories of finding a lot of Bakugan, and this is one of them that I was like, Bakugan at Blockbuster? That's how big Bakugan was at one point, guys. Like, it was everywhere. Like a movie rental store, it was there. And another one that I found... Funny enough, I actually tried to cure this one of... Oh my gosh. Keep dropping these things because they're just so slippery for some reason. This one is a translucent Tigrera, and it's actually a B2 as well. But you can see that it seems like the treatment that I gave it actually did help it quite a bit. I don't know if it ended up... no, it doesn't look like it damaged any of the insides. It opens up just fine. I can't remember, it was like something that I had read online that I decided to try, and it ended up working, so I might have to try that with some other Bakugan and see if I can kind of restore them. But these ones were certainly an interesting case of coming across them in stores that I would not expect to find them. What other ones do I have in here? Here's an interesting one. I love this one. This is another case of, like, super bright, vibrant, very, very nice looking translucent red. This is a fox bat, and I used to really like this design just because of how freaky it looked. And the horns it had are really cool. Like, it just looks mean. It has a lot of parts that fold out. I don't remember how I got this one, in all honesty, so, like, it probably came from, like, a playground trade or a bus trade or something on the way home. But I really like this one, and I had no idea it was a combiner piece for the longest time, so this one has always been, like, one of those... I'm super jazzed to have any more of these because they look cool. I mean, it looks goofy, but it's neat. It's a very, very neat design. Okay, what else do I have? I have a lot. A little too much. Oh, I forgot this was in here. So, okay. Brad, if you're watching this, if you don't have an Alto Brontes in its native faction, I've got one. And, go ahead and get a hold of me if you're interested. Because I know this would probably make you super happy if you do not have one already. And it looks really good. It's in perfectly working condition. If that was even a sentence. It's in perfect working condition. That's what I meant to say. And, yeah, I know how much of a fan of Brontes you are. I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up if that's something you want to get. And then we've got... Oh, here's another one that got... Oh, look at the smoke staining on this. Oh, no. This one is going to need some help. This is a translucent Harpus. And I always like this one because of the orange paint for the hair. It looks really cool. It is really unfortunate that this one really took a hit. I'm not sure. I think I got this from a friend as well. One of my close friends. And I was trying so hard to get him to trade for this because I loved the orange colors they used for these translucent ones for the longest time. So I'll have to see if I can restore some of these. What else do I have in here? I've got another smoke-stained Bakugan, kinda. This one's an Aquamos. This one's this is one from an older time, or a later line of Bakugan. This is Gundalian Invaders again, and I always liked Aquamos. It's funny, I didn't realize how many of these I actually had until I did this review. So apparently I liked him for a while, and he is pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I'm running out of real estate here. Sheesh. Saving the best for last. Let's see. Here we go. I actually showed these off recently. We've got a translucent Mosquito, a Ventus one, and it's in neon. It's the only Ventus neon I have. I want more of these so bad, but money is money. I'll have to cave eventually to get some more if I want more. But it was one that I always looked for as a kid. Like, I wanted more of these, and I think I got one other, and for whatever reason, I decided to trade it away. So, being a kid is weird. But yeah, these, I don't remember where I got this one. I think I actually got this one in a pack that I bought, but this one I definitely did, because I seen it, I'm like, I had to put down everything I had for it, because it came with this. I believe it came with... What else did this come with? I should have them, unless I traded them. I guess not. I guess I don't. But yeah, these ones were always super cool. These electric green ones were... I wish there was more stuff in Gen 3 that was this bright and vibrant. So I'm just going to set this over here in the front. What else is in here? This random Neo Drago, this translucent Aquos Neo Drago that looks really cool. I love these translucent Aquos ones. The gold looks so nice. This one's actually from New Vestroia, so it isn't quite as vibrant as some of the other translucent Aquos ones that we've had, or some of the others that kind of have that design. And then, let's see, what else is in here? Gosh, there is so much. I'm getting close, though. I'm getting close. Oh yeah, I picked this up from somebody. This is another figure pack Bakugan, but I don't have the statue for it, so it definitely came from someone. This is a Nemesis. And this one was really cool to pick up. I'm so happy that they had a lot of these translucent packs that came with the main character Bakugan, because They just are really cool to have in translucent. Is there any more of those in here? Any of the obvious ones? Oh, well, here's another line halt. There's the other one that I was talking about. I'm not going to show him off because he was in the last part. I think we're getting to the goods, guys. We have this interesting one. This one did not come in the same pack. This is a Pyro Drago? I forget what this one's called. But it is bright pink. It's one of the Neon series. And again, I love these Neon ones. They're just so cool. They're so different. And that's the thing that I liked about Bakugan back in the day, was they tried so much different stuff. And anytime as a kid, you would see something you had never seen every week. It was crazy. Every week you'd see something that you're like, where did this come from? What is this? And everybody would drop everything to try and trade for it. And this was one of those ones that one of my good friends had that I traded for eventually. It functions kind of odd, but I'm super glad that I ended up going for it, because it's just a hot pink Bakugan, pretty much. It's almost, it doesn't even, the camera never does justice for these, other than this one right here, this bright neon green one. And then we have, let's see, ooh, here we go. This is the other figure Bakugan statue thing. This is a translucent Pyrus Neo Drago, which is really cool. You can never go wrong. Every time I see one of these translucent red ones, I think of my boy Ruby Dragonoid. I hope he's doing good. But yeah, that was another one. We have another, this one is really cool. And I guess that'll segue perfectly into our next part here, where we have the super goods. Okay, I had to move some stuff because we're running out of space here. Alright, so, interesting history. Gundalian Invaders rolls around, right? And we still have these really, really cool figure packs. And I was always on the hunt for these, because I just thought these were so cool. It came with a really, really cool Helix Drago statue. And this one is still, like, one of the best looking ones, in my opinion. And this was really cool because later down the line, they also made translucent gear. And that was another thing that I just had to have, because they, not only were they just better than normal gear, they were translucent and they lit up. Unfortunately, I don't think any of mine do light up anymore, but this is a jet core, and this is Drago's main gear in the show. And I was like, this is such a good collector's piece that I am so happy to have a translucent duo here. So they made gear almost specifically for these. These little cannons don't pop out, but they were supposed to light up. But this is another one of those really big parts of my collection that I'm super happy to have. And there was a point in my life where I was trying to sell off some of this stuff to move on to my next hobby, which was Beyblade. And I'm glad I didn't, because this one would have been something that I would have been angry to have pawned off. At least at this point in time. But this is a super cool one. You have the whole kit here. He doesn't even stand up on his own. Like, he'll need a card. So, like, he's just gonna lay down there for now. Next up we have, you know what, I'll just go into some of these. This is the only one of these I have, unfortunately. I don't have any of the good ones. I picked up a translucent red dual Hydronoid from the Evolutions packs. I think that's what they were called. These usually came with all three variants of Hydronoid, which was really cool, but these were kinda common on the playground, so I didn't really go for it. I did get this one because I just like dual Hydronoid a lot, and I thought the clear heavy metal ring was really cool. But yeah, that's the only one of that I have. And then I have another one-off, and it is a Darkest Drago from that pack. Another one I traded on the playground because I just thought it was cool. I was really hoping I could trade for a lot of these pieces to finish the collections, because, like, I had so many of these that were just on the playground that I could have picked up. And this is another instance. I did not buy these. I traded for these. And I like these better than the Ventus ones, personally. I love Aqua Storm Skyrus. The red looks so awesome on these. And I'm super glad to have at least these two. I don't have the Ingram. Usually this came with Storm Skyrus and Skyrus, which are the ones that people want most of the time. And I ended up getting these in a trade, and I was super happy about it. They're still in great condition. They look awesome, and I don't think they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. The other one-off that I have, funny story, this one, I didn't even trade for. A friend had given it to me, and then later explained that he took it. He stole it. And I was like, oh, okay, where'd it come from? And then he was like, it came from this store. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can't even give it back. So his little act of kindness ended up being something that I could not fix myself. So here he is. I mean, he was talking so highly about this thing for the longest time too. He's like, dude, it looks so cool. I've got to get it. I'm like, okay. And then he came back one day and he was just like, I got it. I'm like, okay, how'd you get it? And he was like, well. So that was another one from an evolution pack. And then we have the full. This is the one I did buy because I loved Skyrus. And I have the holy grail of the complete Storm Skyrus line. So we have the Cosmic Ingram, we have the normal Skyrus, and then we have this really cool translucent Storm Skyrus. I actually had one of these before this evolution pack was a thing as a kid, and I still don't know to this day if it was real or not. It looked just like this one, but it was in the very first season, and I was trying to collect all the translucent factions that I could, or I'm sorry, attributes, and I kept showing my mom this one, and she ended up buying it off of eBay, and this was before any of these happened. So I don't know if it was like a super early prototype, because I think these came from the, I think they came from, let me think, Gundalian Invaders? Or maybe the tail end of New Vestroia. I think it might have been the tail end of New Vestroia. But this is one of those things that I'm super happy to have because these are so expensive now. Like, so expensive, it's unreal. Like, upwards of, like, 150? Maybe? I know the dual Hydronoid, or the Hydronoid one, is super expensive, and I have no interest in getting that, so that is good for me. But yeah, that's, the rest of them are pretty much just like, we have some deluxe translucent gear, and they're bigger, and I always forget how weird these are. Like, a lot of these didn't really work super good either for me. They were just kind of like, it felt like they were just trying to make things that would get them some more money. Jeez, that took forever to open, but they're huge. They are huge, and they light up. So they looked really goofy on Bakugan because they were just massive. There was only a select few that looked good. Like, this rock hammer's a little bigger, but it looks good. These have a really hard time opening, though. And they look way different, but they're, like, objectively better than normal gear. So, like, this one's 110. I have 2 of those because I got 2 of these for my birthday, and they were different colors, because each of these had different colors. The copper ones were the weakest ones. I think the silver ones were... Oh, no, the copper one is actually stronger. I'll shut up. I thought they had a rarity system, but no, there you go. So the copper one's actually stronger than the silver one. But yeah, I got a lot of these for my birthday at 1 year, and this was like some of the last purchases I think I made when it came to Bakugan. Here's an interesting one that is drastically different from its normal. It actually loses out on two of the weapons on it because it has to have space for the batteries. But yeah, guys, this is the translucent collection, the one I've been teasing for the longest time because it's got some really good stuff in it. And yeah, this is my childhood, so I'm glad I got to make a video on this finally since people have been asking so long. I've got a lot of editing ahead of me and a lot of music that I'm gonna have to throw into these things, but guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you've watched all the way to the end, leave me a big ol' caps Storm Skyrus in the comments, along with any comment you want to leave. I'll know you watched to the end, and seriously, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones that are pulling the entirety of the weight right now, and seriously, I appreciate you guys. But anyway, that's going to do it for me, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.